this is controversial, but I just wanted to put it out there. Code is cheap.
Yeah.
Code is replaceable.
Yeah.
Customers are not.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Customer-Led Growth. Today I have a very special guest, the one and only Manny Medina, who is the co-founder and CEO of Paid.ai, which is looking to establish the first ever way to monetize AI agents as we enter this new era. It's a great pleasure to have you, Manny.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's awesome.
So Manny, I think would love to talk about a few different journeys. One, I think you had an incredible 1 in a million journey at Outreach.
Yeah.
One thing I've also seen is as a CEO, you get distracted by a lot of internal focus, internal setup as well. But curious how you maintain customer intuition as Outreach scaled over the 10 plus years you were there.
So I have to start by saying that most people, I don't know if most people know, but Outreach was a pivot out of a previous business that was mostly in recruiting. So when we hit the insight that there was this need for workflows and sales, we were almost out of cash every month for a year.
I had no idea. Wow.
So for us, customers were not just a nice framing to have, and of course we're all customer obsessed. For us, was the difference between making payroll and not making payroll.
Wow.
So our obsession was one step above. If we didn't make our customers successful, they would just drop us like a bad boyfriend and move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
And so we had to stick the landing. And for us, it was obvious that we had product market fit actually when the application went down. And then we got a call from a customer saying, hey, my team runs on Outreach. They can't work right now. They're on the East Coast, fortunately, and we were on the West Coast. He's like, I'm going to send him to lunch early, and you have 2 hours to fix this problem.
Wow.
And we hustled and we fixed the problem. And, they came back and they were using it and they were happy. And they were like, I called them and they were like, were you going to churn? And he's like, no, we're all in software. If I churn out of you, I'm taking a problem with somebody else.
Yeah.
I just wanted to see how you reacted to this emergency.
That's great.
And you I know you're on the West Coast. I know how big you are. And this is for me a testament of the kind of relationship I want to build. So to me, that was super meaningful in both. And that he's like, oh my God, people need us. You know what I mean? And number two is that, customer growth is not just asking a customer for a testimonial. It's actually, getting out of bed at 5 a.m. because something went down for them or they have a problem with whatever, and then just owning it like it's yours.
Yeah, and that shows. You have to earn it over many years, and these things compound.
100%.
It's incredible to see that that was the pivot story. Because at every company I've worked at, Outreach is almost the de facto solution alongside a Gong and a Salesforce. So to me it's wow, this is incredible thing that there was a stage where it was that was even in contention. And maybe at Outreach, as you're scaling from the startups being customers to landing larger and larger enterprises, any stories that come to mind about pivotal moments that you had to adapt a company to balance both of their needs? It's a journey almost all startups.
No, I have a ton of those. So the number one learning was that I was not selling to companies my size. They're all bigger. And I think part of what helped us is the fact that I sold Outreach door to door for the first million or so in San Francisco and the Soma before San Francisco went through this dip that is coming out of. That whole area, I was just set up meetings, and when they would be where is the video link, because there wasn't any Zoom back then, or where's the call number, I'll be like, no, I'm downstairs. And I will do every demo and every pitch in person. And what that will help me do is that as I'm visiting customers, I'm also visiting the floor. You know what I mean? The SDR floor or the sales floors, and I'm looking at how people are using Outreach.
Wow. Yeah.
Where are you running into sticky spots? The second thing that I did is that I started taking a ticket it started every month, and then it moved to every quarter. So I would sit with the support team, and I'll get a send us, seat, and I will get a ticket directed to me. And I will resolve the ticket, call the customer, figure out what the experience was, and then I'll fly out to the customer to see how they implemented it.
Wow.
And that was valuable to me to understand the customer. It was valuable to me to understand how was the customer perceiving the software from a support perspective. And it was and it was a good excuse to go visit the customer at their site.
Any other lessons from the Outreach journey that you're specifically taking over to Paid?
When we were at Outreach, we were very committed to a roadmap, right? And then every customer that came in, that had a request that wasn't in the schedule, it wasn't in the product, we had to fit it in the roadmap and then either accelerate it or bring it forth, right? So the customer was always beholden to our roadmap. And I thought that that's just the way you build software, especially in SaaS, right? You have a roadmap and you build it for everybody else, and then everybody sort of like snaps into line, right? Now with the vibe coding with LLMs and like with Palantir being a hot company, you don't have to do that. And that if a customer wants something and you don't hear it from anybody else, is it the right thing to build or the wrong thing to build? You see what I mean? And does it take you away from your roadmap? Sure. But who cares?
Yeah.
You see what I mean? Like you have to like make a call, right? Like, is this the right customer to build around?
Yeah.
And like, do you think that there will be more customers like that? But it's a leap of faith.
Yeah.
You don't have market signal, and now, we're not so beholden to roadmap.
Yeah.
We kind of like, we know our north and where we're going, and we sort of meander our way through it based on what technology becomes available and what customers are asking.
Yeah.
I think I'd much rather build for a customer, make the customer incredibly happy, and then parade that around and see who else has a need.
Yeah. The roadmap is for your customers. Your customers are not for the roadmap.
100%. This is controversial, but I just wanted to put it out there. Code is cheap.
Yeah.
Code is replaceable.
Yeah.
Customers are not.
Yeah.
So if you're going to go the extra mile and code something for your customer, that is always the right thing to do right now.
Yeah.
It used to be not different.
Yeah. And that actually, like, speaking of this, would love to talk about the new chapter basically, which is super exciting, Paid. One, I would love to just, like, I know about Paid, but like maybe for the audience, but like, we just love for you to just tell what Paid is basically and what you're trying to hope to solve for the market.
Yeah, so like when I we're building engines at Outrage, where I realized that there was this gap in the market for like, what's the entire revenue engine for your agents, right? So agents don't have a significant user experience. They're autonomous, they're making decisions. They're also consuming a lot of tokens. So the margin characteristic of agents is also kind of weird. And third, how do you success an agent? You see what I mean? Given that the agent itself is doing the operations, there's no human involved in succession in making them successful. So we figured that it gave us the ability to create the entirety of the business engine for agents to run. Whether you are a SaaS company and you're spinning up your agent business, or you are a founder and you are building an application that has a lot of agentic behaviors in it. So that's what we did.
Manny, this has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for doing it.
No, thank you for having me.